Hello, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today, another video about my storage solutions. They all come from the Cube4Me shop. You can find the link below. And what I'm discussing is those tailor-made, fitting the box, really nice solutions which helps us to store the components in the games. Today I'm looking at the coin games. Here's a representation of 4 games from the coin series, a fantastic series by Volker Runke. It started all a long time ago with Andean Abyss. Now it's, I don't know, about 15 titles already, either published or in the pipeline. Volker, as always, is encouraging other designers to join the series and allow them also to take part in the creation process. So I'm only showing 4 because it's more like my idea how those trays can be used, how we can utilize them for the coin series. There will be some patterns which you can see and you can utilize. We will look into box of each and every of those games, of course, but the core rule is that the storage solution should allow the box to close. Simple like this. So you should be able to store the stuff and to be able here to close the lid completely. So we will go one by one, looking how does it look like, how does it fit. Especially interesting will be Fire in the Lake because this will not be one game in the box, it will be much more. Okay, let us start. So we start where the series started, in dense jungles of South America with Andean Abyss, the first game in the series. I have actually the second edition version. And what do we have as far as the storage solution is concerned? First of all, the number of cards is exactly fitting 2 large card trays. So as you can see, nicely done. It's not getting out of this. In case you would like to use the sleeved cards, probably you would rather use 3 of those. 2 if you are using unsleeved. This probably is the best solution how to do it. And then we have 1 tray. Let's just put it over here with the components. You see, guys, we have here the components which go to the board. So like the faction ones, the sorry, one come here. So for the government, for the cartel, for the uprising factions, and we have also here the components we are staying here, and you are just using them to mark the support, the control, sometimes also the terror and sabotage. We have, of course, the counters showing victory points for each and every faction, and also some people like, some people don't like those maples here to mark the action and special ability. This is the approach which I'm using. There is also the second school, and this touches all coin games, which says, okay, those things go to the table, to the map, so maybe I can keep them per player in something like this, in the card holder. This is very good. Still, this does not solve the problem with those tokens which are not connected to particular faction and which you would like to have sorted to easily grab them and put on the map. So if you'd like, please experiment, and instead of this large tray, you can have 4 small trays for the cards where you store the stuff for particular faction, and then you can have additional tray or 2 for those tokens which you put on the map. So either with a tray like this, a deep tray, 4 on 5 and 2 for cards, or you can do the whole setup simply with those card holders. As you can see, the box easily closes, is very elegant and nicely fits here. Should we have expansion, there will be enough space to put it here. So that's all for Andean Abyss. Let's jump further. Cuba Libre, the second game in the series, the smallest game, you can say, at least from the map perspective. This is the revolution of Castros. 57, 58. How does it look like inside? First of all, I'm telling you this is the smallest game. Also from the cards perspective, we have only two small, not deep, but shallow card holders. That's completely okay to have both, to have all the cards stored. Should you have them sleeved, I suggest either using two large boxes or maybe three smaller ones. You can play with them as you wish. And this was. I was thinking about using a large tray, 4-on-5, for this storage solution for Cuba Libre, or maybe 4-on-3, the smaller one. But in the end, I went with a larger. Simply, I want to have more space for this stuff. If I would like to store it on the 12 instead of 20 compartments, probably I would need to move it here, move it here. It would be more, let's say, dense. And the main reason to have a storage solution is not only to keep the stuff, but easily and very quickly be able to set up and then also to clean up after the game. So as with the previous game, by the way, guys, when I'm looking at this tray and I'm looking at the tray of Andean Abyss, I'm sometimes a little, confused. Okay, from which game is it? The same blue, the same green, yellow, red. Yes, so be careful with this. So we have cartels, we have the factions, the rebels, the government. Again, the government is blue. We have all those special abilities where we are here. Here are the deceptions, terror, and sabotage. Similarly, control by government or cartels, and also support and the actual token of each and every faction. As you can see, again, this nicely fits into the box. And again, just as with Andean Abyss, you can, instead of this tray, 4-on-5, you can use the smaller tray, 3-on-4. But it will be probably too packed. Alternatively, you can go just like I suggested in Andean Abyss, only with the card holders. Take 4 more for each and every faction component, usually the deeper one, not that shallow one, and maybe then you can store the rest of those things which are pretty generic in additional 2 card holders. The beauty of Cube for me trays is that you can manipulate them and experiment with them as you wish. This is what works for me. This is how I would like to play. By the way, if you would like to remember where you stored what, you can always use, also available on Cube for me, those stickers. I will show you how I did it in the Fire in the Lake, because there it will be very important to have such possibility. So this is my solution for Cuba Libre. Very easy to set up. Again, a lot of space inside the box. Yep, let us jump further. Okay, now we have Gandhi. Gandhi will have a slightly different storage solution, but not overly. I will show you in a moment. This is volume 9. What is different from the previous storage solution is that here we have a bot. So I have a dedicated card holder for the bot cards, shallow one, and I have 2 card holders for the Gandhi cards, which are deeper ones. And nicely fitting here. Again, should you have them sleeved, I suggest adding at least 1 more card holder, a large one, and you can distribute and split cards accordingly. So the difference is that you simply have additional bot card holder. Now, when you look at the, let's say, the main storage solution, I'm again using the 5-on-4 tray to store the Congress, the Muslims, the revolutionaries, and also the British troops. You can take them from here to the map. You can only take whichever you need. Definitely sorting of all those control, support, strike stuff is really helpful. And again, should you like to experiment and instead of taking the tray, you might want to take those card holders, one per faction. I think even the British we would be able to fit them. I would need, if I remember, it was possible to fit all those cubes still. And you can have 4 additional card holders plus 1 or 2 for this auxiliary stuff, yeah, and then have only card holders as your storage solution. Still looks really nicely, looks really elegant, and this is what works for me. I can easily put back the stuff here and always have access to those tokens which are being which are changing on the map. Nothing groundbreaking, very elegant, very useful, and very practical. And as you can see, all the maps, all the stuff fits nicely. Here we have this, and still a lot of space inside. So that's what I have for Gandhi. Now let us jump to the most complex solution. Why Fire in the Lake is the most complex solution? Because this is not one game. We have a base game, we have Trungbot, and we have Fall of Saigon. And we need to remember also about the newest expansion, which is now on P500 GMT program. And I think it made the cut. And I don't remember now exactly the name, but it's similar expansion to Fall of Saigon, but talking about the years before the actual war erupted in 1964. So how to deal with it? First of all, let us have a look in the actual Fire in the Lake box. And here what we have is, first of all, we have the card trays with the stickers. I'm using the stickers. You can also get them on the Cube4Me webpage, and those stickers allow me to know which cards goes with which tray. First of all, Fire in the Lake has a lot of cards. So in order to keep all the cards with cope and pivotal events, we need a free, card holders, deep ones, and it's unsleeved. If you would like this sleeved, you would definitely need at least 2 more to store it. Trungbot has its own small, shallow tray assigned, so I'm not mixing this up with the rest of the stuff. And then we have again a tray to hold the pieces, a lot of them. And here we have all the maps, all the rule books, both from Trunk and the base game. Here, as you can see, very elegantly and nicely sorted factions: US, Arven, and North Vietnam, Viet Cong, and all of those stuff like capabilities, counters, and other things. In comparison to Gandhi or Cuba Libre, we have many more components. Andean Abyss also has pretty many, but not so much. As you can see, everything nicely sorted. And again, I will repeat myself. You can, if you would like to, use those deep trays to store 4 factions and just set them up on the table and move it back to the box. Plus 1 or 2 trays for this miscellaneous stuff. Again, I prefer this tray for 4 on 5, but you can use also the trays for the cards. Now, the tricky thing starts with the expansion. Let me show you something, what you can do. At this moment in time, I'm storing the expansion separately, but I don't have to. When we look at the Fall of Saigon, this is what we have inside. In Fall of Saigon, we have those larger cards, which I don't have a storage solution for, so it's simply in the back. But then we have some components. And look, we have half of a deep tray, deep tray, I already used, but the other half is already prepared for the newest expansion. So if you are getting this storage solution, you're already getting this half of the tray for the newest expansion. I'm also having here cards, 2 deep trays for the cards, Fall of Saigon 1, Fall of Saigon 2, and of course we have some additional components. Now, what you can do, let me show it to you, is to combine everything in one box. The lid will not fully close, unfortunately, then, but will be close to this. So we take all the stuff from here. Actually, from the fall of Saigon, you can use those instead of the previous player 8, because it always says what happens post Paris, yeah, and things like this. So you can put it here. Okay, as you can see, we have plenty of this stuff now, so it will be just fitting barely. When we put the cards here, yeah, this goes here, as it have. And unfortunately, as you can see, the box will not fully close. That is why I'm keeping this in two separate boxes. So, of course, I need also this here. So we would have like 1.5 centimeter, not closed, but then you have stored everything in one box. I prefer to keep it in two boxes. So one is for the base game, and the other is for all the expansions except Trunk. Trunk I keep with the base game because I'm often playing, the base game exactly using the box. So this is, again, as said before, up to your experiments, up to your wish and desire. How would you like to fit it, whether in one box or maybe in two boxes? I prefer exactly that way. So with two boxes, and we have place already for the third expansion. Okay, and in essence, that's all what I had for today, guys. As you can see, I like my game sorted, well stored, easy to set up, easy to clean up later on, and those trays from Cube for me really helps me. Hope you enjoyed this material. Under the video, you can find the links to the sets for those games. Should you have any comments, please use the section below. If you'd like to see more content like this, kindly please subscribe. It really helps such a small content creator like the Board Games Chronicle. And also, I strongly encourage you to give thumbs up if you found this video interesting. Thank you for today, and hear from you in another material. Bye.